Hey everyone, this is Kiran and I hope you're having a fantastic day. This video begins with me on the road, driving through the heart of Coorg, past foggy hills, sprawling plantations and narrow forest trails. There's something magical about this monsoon drive, where every turn feels like a getaway to a secret waterfall waiting to be discovered. Coorg has over 100 waterfalls, some hidden, some famous, many of them springing to life only during the rains. But today, I've mapped out a route to the top 6 that I think capture the true spirit of this lush district. So fasten your seatbelts and join me on this journey into the wild green heart of Kodagu, where the roar of water meets the whisper of rains. Our journey begins at the southern fringes of Coorg, where legend flows through the hills just as surely as the river. This is Iruppu Falls, about 75 kilometers from Madikeri and steeped in both nature and mythology. They say Lord Lakshmata once struck these hills with his arrow to draw water for his brother Rama. From that very spot, the Lakshmana Tirtha river was born. And at the base of the falls, the Rameshwara temple still stands, echoing with prayers during Shivaratri, when pilgrims arrive in search of blessings and a sacred dip. But even beyond the legend, Iruppu is breathtaking. The waterfall plunges nearly 170 feet through dense forests, its thunder growing louder with every step. Getting here is simple. There's ample parking, small shops for refreshments, and a clear 1 kilometer forest path from the base. Towards the end, you'll climb around 150 stone steps. Not too challenging, but worth pacing yourself, especially during the rains. The path winds through tall trees and opens up to the falls. And when you finally hear that roar, it's pure magic. A perfect blend of serenity, spirituality, and the raw power of nature. Our next stop takes us even deeper into Coorg's quieter corners, Abbi Falls, hidden away in Mukkodlu village about 25 kilometers from Madikeri or a 20-minute downhill drive from the Mandalpatti checkpost.
If you're a fan of tranquil spots, away from the hustle and bustle, then Abbi is the perfect destination for you. The seasonal waterfall, best visited during the monsoon, offers a spectacular view as water cascades down the rocks, creating a symphony of sounds that blend perfectly with the chirping of birds.
This is easily the least crowded of all the waterfalls around here. It hasn't been commercialized yet, and that's what makes it special, quiet, raw, and deeply serene.
Join me as we explore the pristine surroundings of Abbi. We will take a closer look at the crystal clear waters, the lush greenery, and the peaceful ambience that makes this place a must visit for nature lovers and adventure seekers alike.
The road is in great condition, fully motorable right up to the base, where you'll also find a few local shops serving hot tea, coffee, and snacks. It's simple, but it adds to the charm. Abbi has 2 sections. The main fall is steep and deep, not safe for a dip, and home to a lot of fishes that the local community treats them with reverence. Downstream though, there's a shallow, clear water area where you can sit, wade and unwind. But here's the most important thing, don't enter the deep end, it's dangerous and there have been accidents. The falls are also tied to local beliefs and religious sentiments, especially towards the fish, so please respect the place. Sadly, we did spot some litter floating around, discarded packets left behind by careless visitors. Let's do better. Let's leave no trace, so places like this can stay wild, clean and sacred. Back on the road and heading towards a true crowd favorite, Abbi Falls. Located just 8 kilometers from Madikeri, this one's as postcard worthy as it gets. Surrounded by sprawling coffee and spice estates, The approach to this falls feels like slipping into a rainforest daydream. There's a dedicated entry gate with parking available nearby, and from there, it's a short 500-meter walk on a cemented path through dense undergrowth. You'll hear it before you see it, a roaring white ribbon tumbling into a rocky gorge, with a viewing bridge suspended right in front for that perfect frame. Abbi Falls is especially fierce during the monsoon, and swimming isn't allowed here. But the mist, the roar, and the sheer drama of the place makes it totally worth the visit. It's a bit more popular than the others on the list, so expect crowds, especially on weekends. But for many first-time visitors to Coorg, this is where the waterfall story begins. Leaving behind the crowds of Abbi Falls, we head west, quite literally, towards a quieter, windward waterfall that flows away from Coorg towards the Arabian Sea. This is SarathAbbi Falls. Unlike most of Coorg's streams that feed into the Cauvery, SarathAbbi breaks from the mold. It's one of the rare west-flowing rivers in the region. Its waters cascade down the forested slopes of western Kodagu and eventually merge into Kerala's river systems, helping form the Kote before journeying all the way to the Arabian Sea. And then the forest opens up and you hear it. No, you feel it. Chelavara Falls. Not just a waterfall, a wall of white fire thundering off a massive rock face, crashing down into a gorge with earth-shaking force. They say the locals call it Ambepare, the tortoise rock, for the way the water splits over its dome-shaped cliff. But when you are standing here in the monsoon, it looks like the world is coming apart in the most beautiful way. Located about 45 kilometers from Madikeri, Chelavara is easy to reach, but nothing about it feels tame. There's a short uphill trail through slippery red soil and coffee plantations, and then, without warning, you're there, on the edge, looking out at a beast that roars with full throat on the western Ghats. Don't go too close to the edge. The rocks here are treacherous. Over the years, this place has claimed lives. But from a safe distance, this is where the adrenaline kicks in. You don't just visit Chelavara, you witness it. As I climb higher into the hills, the road narrows, the forest deepens, and the air begins to pulse with something ancient. That low, thunderous growl. It means we are almost there. Welcome to Mallalli Falls, number 1 on this journey, and for good reason. Plunging nearly 200 feet from the Pushpagiri hills, Mallalli is the tallest and the most dramatic waterfalls in Coorg. Monsoon transforms it into a roaring wall of white water that crashes into the valley below with awe-inspiring force. You'll feel the mist before you even see the fall. They say that when the wind weaves through these cliffs, the region begins to whisper, retelling old Kodagu legends. Standing here, mist curling around you, it feels like the valley is speaking. And here's the practical part. You can drive right up to the entrance in your own vehicle. No jeeps or off-roaders needed. Thanks to the well-maintained roads. From there, it's about 600 steps down to the viewpoint. A trek that's easy on the way down, but a real thigh burner coming back up. Getting close to the water isn't allowed, but trust me, the view from above is worth every step. As the road winds to a close and the wheels come to rest, it's hard not to feel changed. We began this journey chasing waterfalls through the heart of Coorg, some loud and mighty, others quiet and shy. We walked through forests, descended slippery trails, stood still in the rain and listened to both the roar of the falls and the silence in between. But what's most beautiful is this, they're all connected. The waters of Abbi Falls, Chelavara Falls, Iruppu Falls and Kote flow quietly through these hills, merging over time into the mighty Cauvery river. What begins as a gentle trickles under the leaves becomes something larger, something grand. And outside Coorg, where the land shifts and the river widens, these waters unveil their final masterpiece.
So I'm driving all the way to Shivanasamudra. That's where the Gaganachukki and Bharachukki waterfalls are located. The drive is very pleasant. The roads are nice. The climate is good. So let's see what is in store for me there. I'm sure the waterfalls is so beautiful and exciting because I've heard a lot about it and I've been there about 10 years back. So let's go.
Gaganachukki and Bharachukki, twin waterfalls that thunder with the voices of all we have seen. From the whispers of hidden trails to the symphony of river gods, this is more than just a drive. It's a reminder that every stream has a story and every journey, no matter how small, flows into something greater. This has been one of the most refreshing journeys I've ever taken, one filled with rain, rocks, rivers, and a whole lot of soul. If you have made it this far, thank you for coming along. I hope this inspires you to explore your backyard a little deeper, to pause at places you would usually pass, and to always travel with respect. This is Kiran. Until the next road, the next story, and the next whisper from the hills, I'll see you there.